What's up, YouTube? It's Faith. And today, I'll be showing you a live position of my personal portfolio. Shh, don't tell nobody. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so today I am, yes, that is true. I did not bamboozle you, I did not fool you. Yes, I will be showing you a live position of one of my favorite tickers. Give me a second, do I need more light in here or is it okay? Is that better? Is that too much? There we go, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna show you a live position of one of my favorite tickers. I don't plan on selling this stock anytime soon. Without further ado, we're just gonna jump right into it, y'all ready? That ticker is Apple. Apple is definitely just a resilient stock, especially to own long term. I don't know if you guys ever heard the phrase, but time in the market is greater than timing the market. So I say that to say that whenever you are building in positions like this ticker or any other ticker you can think of, you just want to buy. It doesn't matter when you buy, how often you buy, you just want to buy. This is a ticker, a stock that you're going to be owning long term. So you want to make sure that you're just continuously buying. Me personally, I have it set to where I have an automatic draft every Monday. You can choose whatever day you like, but I have an automatic draft every Monday and it just automatically purchases whatever stocks of my choice. The more that you have to be hands-on with it, the less that you're actually gonna wanna do it. So in order to combat that way of thinking, just go into your app one time, set it, forget it. If you can do $300 or $400 a week, set it, forget it. Like 4, 8, 12, what's that, $1,600 per month? And if you do $1,600 a month times what, 12 months, $1,600 a month times 12 months, that's $19,000, $19,200 that you would have invested in the ticker. Don't think about too much about, hey, it's trading at $244.65 right now. That's way too expensive. I don't know how I'll ever be able to afford that. Don't think of it that way. Think of a long-term mindset. The money that you put in today is money that you are going to be reaping the rewards all 5 years from now. And I know it's hard to kind of think that far ahead, but even to take it one step further, you're going to be reaping the benefits off of this 10 years from now. Apple is also one of those stocks that pays a dividend, so they're going to pay you just for owning the stock, right? And another thing I have on is called DRIP, D-R-I-P, which is Dividend Reinvestment Plan. So basically what happens is if you own the stocks, let me just go right into the position. So I only have 100 shares of Apple. Total market value of $25,000. Average cost $217.32, right? So almost $27 below its current price right now. It says today's return, but that was Friday's return. Up 12%. Overall, not a huge return, but you won't see Apple make a $20 move in a day. It just doesn't move like that. Other tickers, yes, maybe like Tesla or something like that, but Apple, it might move $3. It might, if you get a $3 move in a day, you got a nice move from Apple. Just hold positions like this and just continuously add to it. Every week if you can, every 2 weeks if you can, every month if you can. Time in the market is greater than timing the market. Don't try to wait till it gets back down to $160 before you buy your first share. You're probably gonna miss your opportunity, right? So even if it goes to $250, $270, $300, just continuously buy in. It's called DCA, dollar cost averaging into your position. Doesn't matter how much the stock is trading at, continuously buy. I'm gonna show you why I like this company. Bam. All right, so you want to go to Yahoo Finance and type in the ticker. Remember I told you guys about tickers. Ticker is nothing more than the abbreviation for the stock that you're looking for. In this case, Apple's ticker is AAPL. So you type in AAPL and you hit enter and it'll bring up the company, 244.60. All right, so what happens is you always want to look at this before you invest in a company. In a ticker like Apple, right? We know, everybody knows what Apple is capable of. But you still want to go to their financial sheets and see what they have going on financially. So after you type in AAPL, you scroll down to financials here on the left side. You can also make this bigger and smaller depending on what works for you. So let me break these numbers down. Right here, at the top, it says all numbers are in thousands, right? What does that mean, Faith? That means that you add 3 zeros to all of the numbers that you see here. I don't know why they make it like so that you have to do an extra step. Doesn't make any sense to me. They do a lot of things in the stock market that don't make sense to me, but nonetheless, here we are, because they could easily just make the spreadsheet bigger, especially if you just made your page smaller. They could have added 3 zeros already so that you could just read the numbers in real time, but whatever. So you add 3 zeros to these numbers because all of the numbers are in thousands. So total revenue for Apple, TTM stands for trailing 12 months. The last 12 months, Apple total revenue, $395 billion. Yes, this says 395 million here, but here it says all numbers are in thousands, so you have to add 3 zeros. So if you add 3 zeros to this number, this is $395 billion that Apple has made in the last 12 months. Profitable company? I'd say so. The cost of revenue, $211 billion. So in order to make the $395 billion that they did make, it cost them $211 billion to make the $395 billion, right? So what are they left over with? They're left over with a gross profit of $184 billion. Let me go over these numbers again, because I know some people it doesn't click. I mean, I was one of those people. I'm not picking on you guys, I promise. I was one of those people for a long time. Trailing 12 months, and you can do this for any year, right? You can go through these financials in any year, and actually I'll go over last year as well after I do the trailing 12 months. So total revenue for Apple, $395 billion in the last 12 months. That's a lot of money. In order to make $395 billion, I had to spend $211 billion. That is the cost of doing business. You cannot make money without money. So I spent $211 billion in order to make $395 billion. That left me with a gross profit of $184 billion. Yeah, that's really all you need to see. Is the company a profitable company? And now what you do with this information is you take this, and I tell you guys all the time, you look at the financials first. We call this technical analysis, right? TA, as they call it. Then after you get this information, you want to see if this company is a profitable company. And let me go over the 2024 before I go into what I was about to say. So 2024, they made $391 billion. They spent $210 billion in order to make the 391. So what you do is you subtract this number from this number and you'll get this number. So in order to make the 391 billion, they spent 210 billion. Gross profit, they're left over with $180 billion. So they were profitable in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and in the trailing 12 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're giving you 5 years of information showing you that Apple is a profitable company, right? What you want to do then is you want to go to your friendly neighborhood trading view. And then you want to also type in the same ticker here, AAPL. Enter. Now, I like to do top-down analysis. You can start at the monthly. It's not too big. Start at the monthly. Like I always told you guys, you want to look at this thing from a bird's eye view. Man, I wish I would have bought Apple in 2009, but I think I had just got out of high school. I didn't know anything about stocks. But boy, like imagine buying Apple at $5.30 a share. You see that on the right-hand side right here? Imagine buying Apple at $5.30 per share. Insane. And Apple is currently trading at $244.60. So this is a monthly chart. Monthly chart looks good. It's an obvious uptrend. Then you go down to the weekly. Reset in an obvious uptrend. Bam, 1 touch of support. Bam, 2 touches of support. And what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll mark another level. Bam. That there, save. I mean, I would mark this level here. This is a level, but it's just so far away from the level. I don't even think that it'll get back there, but I'll go ahead and mark this level, this 196.80 level. We can just call it 197. I've been switching the colors up on my trading view, so bear with me. Then you go to the daily. This is where it starts to get interesting, right? So as you look from a bird's eye view, you have to start getting even more granular, right? So you start at a bird's eye view and you go from the monthly to the weekly. Now you don't have to do this, right? You don't have to do monthly, weekly, daily, but I like to use these time frames just because they give you a good grasp of just looking at the chart in general. That's pretty much it. So remember what I told you guys about chart patterns. You want to look and see if you find some chart patterns. So this is one here. This is clearly a chart pattern. Here, this is a double bottom. It's a little wonky in the middle, but just it's never going to be perfect, right? So you have your double bottom here. And if you don't know what a double bottom is, just go to Google and type in double bottom chart pattern. So you have your first bottom. Stock is trading, it starts to form a trend with this first bottom here. Bam, it bounces at the first bottom, it touches resistance, which is this neckline here, and it bounces and it drops again. Here's your second bottom. On a double bottom on a higher time frame, especially on a ticker like Apple, which is a profitable company, you can bet on this chart pattern panning out probably 80% of the time. There is like no set in stone number of how this plays out, but 80% of the time you can bet on this happening. So what you see here is the start of a chart pattern. Bam, bottoms out, slight bounce. Here's the neckline here, which you just saw. Bam, bottoms out again. Double bottom, 4-hour, high probability setup. You want to buy somewhere in this candle if you can. You definitely want to pay attention to this, and I would recommend setting alerts. And if you want to set an alert, all you have to do is right click and then add an alert. You can set it for whatever the stock price is currently trading at, or whatever stock price you want it to alert you at. So if what is this, 228.17, so you could have set an alert for 228 and then another alert at 229 and then another alert at 229.50 if you wanted like 3 confirmations before you got into the trade, right? And you see what happened. Bam, bottomed out again and it shot up. A lot of people try to make trading so hard. It is really not. It's really not that hard. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't know, right? I showed you guys the chart. I showed you guys the technical analysis of how to figure out if this is a profitable company or not. That's all the information you really need. After you figure out if this company is, or any company is a profitable company, you need to jump over to your trading view. And I wish the market was open tomorrow. The market is actually closed. But just based on the levels that I have here, I would be looking for, you're always gonna have to look for trade in both directions if you're day trading, if you're trading weeklies, or if you're trading anything, honestly, but specifically weeklies if you're trading. So I would be looking for Apple, a bounce. This is a zone here, so I'd be looking at a 244 bounce or a 246 retests. Well, you can look for a 245 because that was, what is this, Friday's high of day. Well, I'm sorry, this is 245. Yeah, 245 or 245.50. You could draw a zone like here and make this red for a resistance area. I would look for a 245 bounce or a 244 bounce or a 245.50 reject, somewhere in there. If it clears this area, I would look for continuation to the upside, and I would probably take profit somewhere around 246. This is only for day trading. This is not for long-term equity. If you're buying equity, I will hold this forever. Pass it down to your kids. That's pretty much it, man. Hopefully I was able to give you guys a little bit of information and it's helped some of you. Here is my current position. Yes, I plan on adding to this position. I thought I had the dividend. Oh, here it is. Dividend Apple account individual announced. It was confirmed February the 11th, 2025. I got paid out February the 13th, 2025. The dividend reinvestment field February the 14th. Number of shares, I own 102 shares. They gave me 25 cents per share, which calculated to a total amount of $25.54. So with the dividend reinvestment plan, it just takes that money and it buys more Apple. Basically, every time you get a dividend, it just takes whatever amount that it's going to pay you out, and instead of actually giving you the cash so that you can withdraw the money, it'll reinvest that it'll take that $25 that it was going to pay you and reinvest it into the actual stock, and it'll buy you more of that said stock. In this case, it purchased me more Apple. And you can see it right here at the bottom where it says total amount. So it gave me 25 cents per share for 102 shares. Came out to a total amount of $25.54. So it bought me $25.54 more Apple shares. And as this is the compounding interest effect. So next time it'll probably be depending on how much I decide to add, right? If I bought another 100 shares, it would be $50. If I bought 300 shares, it'd be 75. If I'm at 400 shares, it'd be $100, right? It'll take that $100 and it'll just continuously buy me more shares of Apple or a fractional share of Apple. And this happens forever. As long as you own the stock, this happens forever. That's why it's important to accumulate as many assets as you possibly can, because you want this to eventually, my goal is to get paid and live off my dividends one day. So eventually you want to own as many shares. If you look at these people who own these companies, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, these people who own these companies, they have sometimes millions of shares, and they get paid. They can live specifically off just the dividends that they're getting paid out, because they have like 500 to 750 million shares of something. And imagine getting a 50-cent per share return every time that it pays out on a dividend. The number is just insane, right? So imagine, just to give you guys some clarity, let's say you have 100,000 shares, right, of Apple, and you get paid out 25 cents per share. So times 0.25, that's $25,000 every quarter. Could you live off of that? Maybe, probably not, but maybe, right? Now let's take it a step further. Let's say you own 1 million shares. Let's say you own 10 million shares, right? These are, I'm just giving an example of like the people who own these companies and the type of shares that they have. And this is why I feel like the stock market is the way to bridge the gap in wealth. You own 10 million shares, and that's a lot of fucking money, first of all. But let's say you're getting paid 25 cents a share times 0.25. When you get paid out from those dividends on Apple, you're getting paid $2.5 million. Now, for a lot of people, that's an unfathomable number, right? So I'm gonna take it a step down. Let's say you own, because 10 million shares is a lot. Let's say you own 1 million shares times 0.25. On a dividend payout, which you get paid quarterly, you're getting paid $250,000. Could you live with that? Quarterly. This is not per year. This is per quarter. It's a lot of fucking money. You can live off of $250,000 per quarter. That's the ultimate goal, but you know, so that is my spiel for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys actually learned something from it. Right now, $25,000 in Apple, 102 shares, average cost of $217.32, up 1% for the day, or 12% overall. And that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will be doing more videos on this, and I will keep you guys updated on some of my positions. And yes, I will be showing you more of my portfolio as the days and the weeks go on. So, but for now, I'm out. I hope this video helped you guys. I hope you guys learned some. Peace, love, faith. I'll see you guys in the next video.